Can I eat my way into or out of Parkinson's?
I think nutrition certainly plays a role. As I mentioned, there are dietary components that we know are associated with an increased or decreased risk of Parkinson's. Those are associations, not causations. So we haven't yet proven that a specific diet can or can't cause Parkinson's. There's also indications that what you eat may have an impact on how your disease changes or progresses over time. So there was an interesting study by Lori Mishley and colleagues in 2017 where they looked at what people reported as far as their symptoms. So they call this patient-reported outcomes. So what people are reporting as far as the amount and severity of their symptoms, with a higher score being worse. And then they looked at what their diet was through questionnaires. And they found that essentially people who ate patterns of Mediterranean or MIND diet, it was associated with decreased scores, MIND being potentially even twice as beneficial as Mediterranean. So that shows us, at least in the ways that we can study diet and nutrition to date, on these observational questionnaire-based studies, that there is potentially an association between a MIND and a Mediterranean diet and lower amounts and severities of symptoms. The other thing these authors did was look at foods and food groups that seem to be associated with both higher and lower scores. Higher scores, things we could guess, like soda, fried foods, beef, some dairy like ice cream, yogurt, and cheese. And then lower, again, things you would think about: the fresh vegetables, fresh fruit, nuts, seeds, olive oil, etc. So there are indications from the research that what you eat can potentially impact your risk of Parkinson's, as well as impact your symptoms and your progression with Parkinson's if you're diagnosed with it. And it reminds me, too, that I think an interesting educational point for people is plant-based and plant-forward and plant whatever has really become a buzzword for marketing right now, right? You can find plant-based brownies and plant-based whatever, right? And so I think it is an important educational piece for our patients. I heard somebody say one time, lots of college students are eating a plant-based diet of beer and Twinkies, right? But that's not good for them. So it's back to those whole foods. We have to be educating our patients, because actually a junk plant-based diet is associated with an increased risk for Parkinson's. So, so if you're eating the junk but you think you're eating plant-based and plant foods and plants, it's again, we've got to educate people, and we have to help them along on this journey in knowing what to look for, how to bring these concepts into their life.